Hello everybody, very important lesson today. I can solve systems of equations graphically using y1, y2 intersects. So not only is this a very commonly asked question on the Algebra 2 Regents, it actually may come up multiple times within the Algebra 2 exam. It's also a strategy to solve equations other than algebraically. We're not going to focus on that right now. We're going to focus more on how it's designed to be. To solve any equation to the nearest tenth, the value of x that satisfies 2 to the power of x equals negative 2x plus 11. I can't solve this algebraically. Like literally, I can't do it. Neither can you. The only option we have is to solve it graphically. So we do y1, y2, intersect. We are going to go to our calculator. We're going to go to y equals. We're going to type the left-hand side into y1. So I have 2 to the power of x. I'm going to type the right-hand side into y2, negative 2x plus 11. I'm going to always start with zoom 6. Zoom 6 is my standard window. I'm going to start with that, and I will need to adjust it as we progress in this lesson. What I'm looking for is the intersection. Do I see the intersection? Yes. So to find the exact intersection, I go second trace, which is calc. Because I'm finding the intersection, I go to intersect. I know earlier in this unit we used the 0, the minimum, and the maximum. Now we're using the intersection. I'm going to move my cursor to the intersection point that I'm trying to find. And I'm going to hit enter, enter, enter. Once it says intersection, I'm done. Now this is very, 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 very important. The solution is the x-coordinate of the intersection. So the x-coordinate of the intersection to the nearest tenth, 2.6, and that's it. Now, slightly different context. If we see a problem where it says f of x equals g of x, let's just do this one right here. P of x equals m of x. It is the same thing. To do these f of x equals g of x questions, p of x equals m of x, y1, y2, intersect. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to type one function into y1. I'm going to type the other into y2. Now, we haven't seen ln yet, but it doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of pressing a button at this point. We're going to talk about log and ln later on in the course. So ln is on the left-hand side. It's above the store button, which we should be familiar with. So we hit 2 ln x minus 1. And then y2 is ln x plus 6. I start with zoom 6. Do I see the intersection right now? Yes. So I go second trace, option 5 intersect. I move the cursor close to that point of intersection, as close as I can get. It doesn't really matter exactly where it is, but it just needs to be near it. Enter, enter, enter. X-coordinate of the intersection, 5.6, or 5.62. Now, number 6, it wants a solution to p of x equals q of x. So again, when I see that f of x equals g of x or any other names for the functions, y1, y2, intersect. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to go to y equals. I'm going to type in x to the third plus 3x squared minus 3x minus 1. And my y2 is 3x plus 8. I start with zoom 6. And the question is, do I see everything I need to see? Well, I see 2 intersection points, but it looks like they're going to intersect again up top. So there's 2 ways to deal with this. Let's first start by finding the 2 that are on the screen. Second trace, intersect. Again, I see 2 intersections right now, so I'm going to start with the left one. I'm going to find it. Enter, enter, enter. I have negative 3.9. I'm going to go back, second trace again, option 5 again. I'm going to move to the next. Enter, 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 negative 1.1. Now, I can see that it's going to intersect again. So there's two options for this, and I think they're both good to know. The first option is window. The window is where you type in what you want the graph to display. So the standard window is negative 10 to 10 for both the x and the y. X min is left, x max is right, y min is bottom, y max is top. So I want to see more of the top, so I'm going to adjust my y max. Whenever I'm adjusting something, I always at least double it. So if my y max is 10, I'm going to double it to 20. I'm going to look at my graph. Do I see my third intersection point? Yes. Second trace, option 5. Move the cursor to that point. Enter, enter, enter. X equals 2.1. The other option, instead of going to window, so I'm just going to go back to zoom 6. The other option is zoom out. So if I go to zoom 3, I want to see more of the top. So I'm going to move my cursor to that top right area. I don't know why it's going so slow. Come on. I'm going to move my cursor to that top right area where I want to see more of. And when I hit zoom out, it zooms out, but specifically on that area. So now I can very clearly see that, and I go second trace, option 5, and I do the same thing. The thing about zoom out, it doesn't always give you a great picture, but it generally will give you what you need. So window will be a more precise window. Again, window will give you a more precise picture of exactly what you want to see, but zoom out can be more effective in getting you what you want to see faster and more efficiently. It just might not be as good of a picture. Either way, those are my 3 values, which is not a solution. 4.7 is not a solution. This was one of the y values, but again, when you're doing your y1, y2 intersect, your p of x equals q of x, your f of x equals g of x, it's always, always, always the x, 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 x coordinate. One more. Let's take a look at number 9. It wants f of t equals g of t, so y1, y2 intersect. Before we go any further, we didn't do examples that utilize this much, but if you're looking for something in your calculator, alpha window has pretty much everything you need. So you may see absolute value bars, alpha window 1. You may see log base, alpha window 5. You don't generally see radicals, but if you did, it's alpha window 6. So if you can't find something, alpha window should have it. All right, so let's go to y equals. Let's type in 325. E is second ln. Again, we haven't talked about E yet, but for now, it's just a matter of typing into the calculator. And then y2 is going to be 375. Second ln, e to the power of negative 0.0817. T, so t is x, whatever the variable is we put for x, plus 75. And when I do this, zoom 6, I see nothing. So if you see nothing, I wouldn't adjust the window. I wouldn't zoom out because you don't even know where to look at all. So zoom 6 is where you always want to start. If you see nothing, we're going to go zoom 0, which is zoom fit. Zoom fit is what the calculator thinks we want to see. It might not be perfect, but it will definitely be something. Now from here, you may want to adjust your window further. I see something there. I want to see more of the right, and I want to see more of the bottom. So I'm going to go to window. I'm going to adjust my X max to see more of the right. I want to see more of my bottom. So instead of my Y min being 230, I'm going to make it 0. There's a lot of extra space up top, but that's fine. I think I see it now. Second trace, option 5 intersect. Move the cursor close to the point you're trying to find. Enter, enter, enter. X value, it wants it to the nearest tenth, 17.5. Instead of x equals, I'm going to write t equals, since that was a variable, t equals 17.5. So whenever you're doing f of x equals g of x or any other version of that, or it's just straight up an equation that it wants you to solve, y1, y2 intersect, it's always the x coordinate. Always start with zoom 6. If from there you want to see more of up, down, left, or right, you can go to window and adjust your x min left, x max right, y min bottom, y max top, or you can go to zoom out and you can move your cursor to the area that you want to see more of. However, if you see nothing, go to zoom fit, which is zoom 0. That will give you what the calculator thinks you want to see. You still may need to adjust your window from there, but at least you have something to start with. Again, very, very important lesson. To solve any equation or f of x equals g of x, y1, y2 intersect, x values, x values, x values. Practice. Goodbye.